That's right. It's day 4 of the Democratic National Convention, and while there are 36 delegates to the convention from Arkansas, there's another Arkansan in attendance that had the unique chance to attend both the Republican National Convention and the Democratic National Convention. On the 80th anniversary of D-Day this past June, Susan Pels, a Veterans Affairs nurse in Little Rock, joined the Best Defense Foundation in taking World War II veterans to Normandy. And following her return, her work still isn't finished. It's truly just a story of service, and I heard it all today at the John L. McClellan Memorial Hospital. That's where Pels serves veterans every day. 17-year-old started his own nonprofit. His name is Jackson Jones, and he's a senior at Little Rock Central High School. It's day 3 of the Democratic National Convention, and 36 delegates from Arkansas are in attendance. And I spoke with 2 of those delegates today, State Senator Frederick Love from Little Rock and Pulaski County Judge Barry Hides. Well, today the Arkansas Supreme Court upheld Secretary of State John Thurston's decision to reject the proposed abortion amendment. This story has been unfolding since July 5th. When the signatures were first turned in, and our Emma Allen is in the newsroom with details on the failed proposal and what happens next. Emma. Now, that is over Zoom, of course, but I spoke with Meg Bowersox with the Museum of the American Revolution in Philadelphia. She gave us a pretty valuable history lesson. Well, to round out Little Rock Arc today, Sports Director Steve Sullivan is joining me, and that's because Arkansas-based food company Tyson is releasing hog-shaped chicken nuggets. Look at that. Sully,
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I didn't know if you're calling me because I'm the one who would eat the nuggets or they're Razorback shaped.
Maybe both. The lawmakers tell me they're friends, working on committees together and now making visits to each other's districts to better understand the areas they represent. Welcome back. Vice President Kamala Harris has chosen Minnesota Governor Tim Walz to be her running mate. They only have 90 days left to make their case to voters, and they're starting tonight in Philadelphia. For you shoppers, it's an exciting weekend. Tax-free weekend is almost here. At midnight through Sunday, certain items like school supplies will be tax-free. So I'm joined with Scott Harden from the Arkansas Department of Finance and Administration. Lou was involved in her school, and as we heard earlier, graduated as salutatorian. Of course, I know that was an exciting day, all while maintaining a busy schedule of activities and service. And I volunteered at a Project Zero event before, and just knowing and seeing the excitement on the kids' faces, it really was a day of fun. But there were also families there.
Yes.
Like you said, connecting with those kids.
Yes.
And that whole experience, just watching that, I know that it's meaningful work. So why do you do it? Getting students excited about going back to school. Sometimes it's hard to get excited coming off the summer, but
it is.
Y'all have some fun events.
We do, Kaelin.
Today with a new national survey from Myriad Genetics that reveals that 2/3 of women don't know breast density can be related to breast cancer risk. So I brought in an expert over Zoom to talk about breast density, the increased risk, breast cancer prevention, and advice for women of all ages. Totally get behind the peanut butter. I don't know if I could get behind the broccoli right there, though. So how do you make it fun for kids? That's right. Congressman Westerman says the job of having oversight over the executive branch has to be done. Westerman has been in contact with colleagues and informed me that Chairman Comer of the Committee on Oversight and Accountability has called a meeting for Monday in response to the incident, and Homeland Security is also planning a hearing. Westerman says officials want to get to the bottom of this. And I really liked, and that's that creative thinking.
Yes.
And so we think about the pandemic. We just take us back to that place, you know, where we're sitting on, we see a lot of kids sitting on the iPads because there's nowhere to go, right?
That's right.
And how does that affect that creative thinking?
So I have one last question for you. It's not your first time in Arkansas.
No.
Do you know how to call the hogs?
I do know how to call the hogs. I'm not going to do it because I know I'd mess it up.
Chris Beth, political consultant Bill Vickery, and State Senator Clark Tucker joined us to share reactions, thoughts, and empathy in regard to the attempted assassination. And when we spoke earlier today, Vickery described the event as stirring and earth-moving. And Senator Tucker used the word shocking and said he was reminded of America in the 1960s. Tucker said that the country isn't sick in his eyes, but he believes this is an example of the actions of one sick person.
Really, the idea of America is perfect. And in a way, the history of our country is where we've fallen short and us aspiring to reach that. And obviously what happened Saturday is an example of us falling short.
And political consultant Bill Vickery has been active in Arkansas politics for years. Bill is all too familiar with our history, and he reflected on how we move forward together after this past weekend's incident.
We can talk and run down the United States, but it's at moments like this that we come together, and I think you see the best angels of our nature going forward.
Gentleman also commented on whether or not this incident will impact the coming election in November. Vickery says there is a tone that strikes for a more unified America and that campaign strategies are being altered. And while Tucker doesn't think it will drastically impact the election itself, he says he hopes it changes the tone around it. On your side, I'm Kaelin Clay. That's right, Beth. You could just feel the excitement this morning as the Arkansas Imagination Library teamed up with USPS to get the book Look Out Kindergarten, Here I Come, one step closer to being in the hands of a kid right here in Arkansas, just like many others have.
I love it because it inspires me a lot.
Reese Dedman loves to read.
And because I love my imagination.
A passion he shares with the iconic country singer Dolly Parton. Dolly put fame aside and put kids first when she started a free book gifting program for kids under the age of 5 to inspire a love of reading. And since an Arkansas board embarked on that journey in 2005, 84,000 kids in the state have been impacted. Reese was gifted 60 books, all from the program. And he says his very favorite was Coat of Many Colors. But he still has all of his books.
It just, makes me happy inside.
Fred Leonard, chair of the Arkansas Imagination Library Board, says this is a 2-generational approach to get parents reading to their kids and encourage kids to learn to read. Here's why.
I think reading is essential to the success of everyday life.
The state board has local partners who run the program in their community to raise money to give the books for free. Sarah Argue, program director for Pulaski County Imagination Library, has believed in this program from the start.
It was a natural fit. It was exciting. It is such a tremendous opportunity. We know through research that the best thing that we can do for childhood development is to make sure that kids are reading.
She says there's a disparity of the number of books children have, but knowing that the 5 millionth book in Arkansas is being sent to fill that gap, how does she feel?
It's amazing. I mean, this is the way that we change the face of our state.
And in all of today's excitement, Reese leaves a message for other young readers.
Reading is good. It helps you make more imaginations in life.
Well, who doesn't love Dolly and who doesn't love books, right? The Imagination Library reports that 1 in 7 children under the age of 5 in the United States reap the benefits of Dolly's philanthropy. And it's clear that Arkansas is a part of that special effort. On your side, I'm Kaelin Clay.